you, beauties? It's so good to see you.
It's 20th anniversary, ladies.
It's kind of mind-boggling. I mean, 20 years, you guys. In some ways, it feels like yesterday, and in a lot of others, like the time we're living in especially, it does feel like almost a million years ago. I'm just so glad to see both of you again doing so well, and I'm thrilled that people have continued to watch our movie and that it's only somehow gained steam over the years. That's incredibly cool.
Especially because I think it was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
For sure. Like you watch it now and it so resonates with the moment that we're in. But at the time, I think it was hard for people to really totally appreciate like the satire that it was.
You know, I watched the film the other day and I can't tell you how many places I've gone. And they're like, my favorite movie that you've done is Josie and the Pussycats. And I get interviewed all the time of all the different movies we did. It means so much to me how much they love it because it meant so much to us. When we made this film, we had the best time ever.
There's so many beautiful and remarkable like beats and moments and energies and the music being so fun and the incredible cameos. Like I forgot Eugene Levy was in the film. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so much stuff.
Hello, I'm Eugene Levy, and yes, I'm an actor. No, I said cappuccino.
Everything connected. I mean, I think this movie really, not just this movie, but other brilliant actors. I think it took all of our game up.
We'd love for you to sign with Mega Records.
I was a fan of this movie and I got to be there and watch it up close and personal, and it's just incredible.
I don't know about you guys, but I can watch almost nothing that I made that many years ago. And your work both of your work in this movie is fantastic. Let me just say, like, this is one of the only movies that I've done that I can actually happily watch.
There's so many like fun memories of it, even behind the scenes. But one of the great scenes is when we're all jumping on that trampoline. I mean, that was fantastic.
That was one of those days where you're like, how am I getting paid for this? You know what I mean? Just utterly incredible.
I remember you wearing that wig every day because that red hair was a wig. And you would come there and you were like putting your hair in and like trying to fold it in. And then one day you were like, screw that, I'm cutting this off. And you like buzzed your hair so it was like easier even for you to get ready in the mornings. And
I really wish you had talked me out of that. I feel like
I was so rocking. It was so rocking. I remember such distinct moments on set with us. And we were filming the last scene at the big concert. And I'll just never forget, we're like sitting there and we're standing and talking, and we're surrounded by all of the extras who were actually in the crowd. So here we are in our kitty ears and all these other folks in like their metal versions, the speaker versions of them.
I think that scene is probably one of the most incredible scenes we did because we worked really hard learning these instruments. But the fact like that the stage came up, remember when I was doing the drums and you guys were there? I mean, honestly, I really thought I was a rock star at that time.
Do you remember that day with the lizard? And they were like, Tara, it's like this, and like, you love it, right? And you're like, no, I'm not doing it, no thank you. Like, not into it. And you like going like this.
I was terrified of the lizard.
You were like, me and the puppy, no problem. But this...
And the puppy crying that was inside, no problem.
Like shooting our music videos were dope. Like when they cut to like our music videos, I'm like, these are some dope music videos. I just gotta say.
Completely.
Just no one has to know. I sing that one a lot. Spin Around is a fave. All the like just kitschiness and silliness of the du jour songs. And then kind of juxtaposed against the Josie and the Pussycat songs and what they did with the music, because they really hold. The songs are really great and they touch on some awesome subject matter. And I love that the songs, our songs, were not still trying to be tongue-in-cheek and silly. Like they are proper, awesome, fun songs. I'm so grateful and so glad, Deb and Harry are just incredible, and their vision for this. When you have 3 female leads, it could really skew. And even though there was a perspective in the story about this being Josie and the Pussycats, like you really watch it and you feel it's super even and just like really loving and present to everyone.
Yeah. And it's such a mark of good writing when you look at any given line in the movie and it couldn't have been said by any other character. And that's completely true for this one.
Very true. So true. I mean, I think, I go to the bathroom even when I don't have to. Just in case.
I forgot about that one.
You should always try to go to the bathroom before you leave the house, even if you don't have to. 'Cause
As an experience, very much women supporting women from, day one to, I like to think, this day.
One of our directors was also a woman. So it's kind of changed. And that was before there was such an influence now. But in so many ways, I feel like we started this game. Like we were the ones that did all this.
I hold this so precious. Being in this industry for so long, there's so few times where I've had a chance to be working with lead actresses as the heads and the helms of the film, and the experiences we had in Vancouver. And, we got our matching bracelets, and we had our matching Motorola two-way
sidekicks. We had our sidekicks.
Our sidekicks. There's scene after scene after scene that was not about how men were in our lives and how it wasn't about all these other things. It was about us and our dreams and our passions and our talents, and seeing these men being super supportive of these women and wanting to see them shine and watching them grow in front of you and being amazed by that. I mean, it's just, there are so many levels in it that are just really profound, looking back on it now through the lens of now.
I just want to thank you for always being my friends through this whole time, and it really means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly said, T.
You're gonna make me cry.
It really was so special watching the movie again yesterday, and just remembering it's some really powerful and really special memories. There's so many things that I learned that still resonates today, that is so powerful, and I miss you and I love you and I'm grateful for you.
I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but I know we lead very different lives now, but I've got you guys forever. You could call me anytime. I will bail you out of jail. I will drive you to the airport. I got you.
We love you so much, Rachel. She's like the sweetest person ever.
So good to see your faces.
It's incredible to see your faces, and it's incredible for the audience that's here for this moment of, and thank you for giving us this moment. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even be having this moment of just remembrance and memories in this kind of way. And especially in a year like we've had, it's really important to remember and uphold and focus on and prioritize the connections and the things that make life worth living.
Friends first.
Friends first.
I swear on my bus pass.
I swear on my bus pass.
See you later. See you later, guys.
Oh my God. Have the best day, you guys. I can't wait to see your faces again. Not another 20 years, please.
Yes, please.
I love you both so much.
All right, now I'm doing